Okay, so let's now look at how we have built the experiment, how users can use the experiments part and how they can find research papers and read research papers in a whole new way in this new AI world. So what we have done, let's start off with the research papers. Again, we are on the landing page. On the landing page, we can see um, find AI research papers button and below the search bar, and I click on it. I can see AI Research Explorer. Here, I can just type. For example, I can pick one of this. Let's say I pick low resource language translation, improving RAG. Let's say we use improving RAG accuracy with better retrieval strategies. Okay, so this is something that like traditionally you could have put it on, for example, Google Scholar. You could have put this on Google Scholar, but now we have designed it to do it over here. So why this? Like, why would someone do it over here? Okay, so you can see all the research papers in the first column. First column is consists of all the research papers. Okay, and here you can see abstract introduction methodology. Abstract introduction methodology. And why did we choose this abstract introduction methodology? Because researchers mentioned that they read this abstract introduction, I think they mentioned conclusion beforehand to get the idea of how the research paper is working, and if they are interested in reading it thoroughly. If they are interested, then they go very deep on it. So we first give you an idea, a glimpse of how the paper is, what the paper is. You see it, you read it over here, and then if you are interested, you can go inside, you can go deep in it. Now, let's say you are interested in knowing who funded this paper. We have a button over here in the column, like above the table, with a section called columns. In this, this is something that we have tailored for the users. For example, explain in simple words. We know you would like this, or researchers would love it. So we have put funding. We have put TLDR. TLDR is basically too long, didn't read. So so in this, we read the papers and we find who funded this. For example, you can see it over here, like who have funded this paper. Like Glasgow, University of Glasgow, UK Research and Innovation Council. Like you can see who has funded this research paper. And you can also see too long didn't read, like how what the paper consists. I don't want to read a full paper, just give me an overview. I can read it. If I want to see the benchmarks, I can just unselect TLDR and funding. I can just see benchmarks, methodology, findings. You can see all three right over here. In detail, everything is no nothing is generic. Everything consists in the paper. So if someone prefers this after reading this, okay, I want to go deeper in this paper, they can click over here and go deep on the paper. Now, there is one more way which is particularly liked by people who are going into the PhD post AI, post LLMs introduction, and that is this thing, read paper. We have designed this read paper. So what is read paper? In the read paper, you can read this research paper in a whole new way. This is not something where you read it like this, like on Google Scholar, but this is totally jargon free and very easy to read and totally personalized. I can select what I want to read. I can just select, let's say, benchmarks. I'm only interested in the benchmarks, or I'm only interested in findings. Just give me the findings of the whole paper. I can see it over here. Or let's say I'm interested in acknowledgements. Okay, so it will find those things of the paper and just give it to me within seconds. There is no prompting. As you can see, everything is clicks driven. I don't want to prompt anything, and I can just also create sections over here. So, for example, I want to create what do you think about the methodology used in the paper? I can just add it. Okay, and once I have added it, you will see the answer to my question is right over here. I can see it. What's the answer? Okay, used in this way is comprehensive, well structured, combining various retrieval, and I can go deeper. I can just ask it to go deeper. I can just ask anything. This is personalized. You can ask anything. You can also save it as PDF. We have the option of save it as PDF. So you can add any, like you can see, what do you think about the methodology used in the paper is added in the PDF. So it's a whole new, like a personal level. You can just click a bunch of things like abstract, methodology, benchmarks, observation. Let's say I want to select this, and I also want conclusion, and I want to download this. So this is a new kind of personalized research paper that I can read it. I can take the print of it and I can just read it. This is way more easier for me to read. than the technical jargon research paper. So this one is the read paper section. Next to it, on the AI Research Explorer, we have conduct experiment, because we know after reading research papers, lot of researchers create scaffoldings of the research, like what was done in the research paper, and they try to conduct the experiment first. Then they try to tweak it with their own understanding or some other papers references. They want to tweak it to see how it works. Okay, but anyways, you do experiment basically. So I clicked on conduct experiment. Now what we are doing, we are basically giving you the idea of how you can conduct experiment, what code you would need, what packages you would need, and you can run everything right over here because it is GPU powered. So we allow you LLM powered experiments. So I will show you in, okay, so it's right over here. So as you can see, this is the experiment. This is the research paper I clicked on the experiment of, and I can see that this is like a manual. Like for example, when you were in the school and you were in the chemistry lab, they used to give you the manual. Okay, this is step one, step two, step three, step four, step five of conducting the whole experiment. So this is the manual of the experiment, like key hypothesis, what will be done, expected results, why this matters, reproducibility considerations, assumptions made, limitations, everything. And again, this is personalized. You can just ask it, give steps for me to conduct this experiment in very simple words. Okay, I gave that, and I can just unselect these. Okay, boom, I have it. Get a large language model to work with external documents. Use a system, find related documents when a question is asked. This is called a retriever. First, ask the model to give an answer based on the retrieved documents, then make the model think. So it's giving me steps. So anything I can just ask, I can explore the manual. It's like a very dynamic experiment manual for AI experiments. Okay. I can click on view experiment, and this again view experiment is based on like the how it works is based on the read paper that we did earlier with the research paper section, like the read paper, this one, research paper. So as we were reading the papers, in the same way we can read, for example, experiments. Okay, so we can learn more, we can read, we can save as PDF. The experiments can also be saved. Again, very dynamic. You can do that. And you can also run the experiment. I click on run, and this is asking me, do you want to change it? Is there any edit you want? You can click on the pen and you can just add anything that you want. It's completely editable. You can just add anything. People frequently add that make it so that they can run the experiment with low resources. So yeah, that's what people usually add. But yeah, this is the experiment, and now this will take few seconds, and we will run the whole experiment. I'll show you to you how it works. But yeah, so till the time this is happening, you can see this is the experiment section. So everything, this whole AI research work explorer, this find AI research papers, everything is happening inside this. We are still inside AI Research Explorer because we know why researchers come here, and we have designed the whole process keeping that in mind. Design follows the function. So yeah, so this is that. You can see the experiments. This is the run AI experiments with one cutting edge GPU power, and this is AI Research Explorer. AI Research Explorer. Now this is conduct experiments. This is the other workflow that we have done. Now, what is this? So let's say I want to compare again. Let's say it's the same. Compare single agent LLMs with multi-agent LLMs. So, so suggest me an experiment that will be very easy to run to understand which uh, agent is better for complex queries. Let's say this is the experiment I want to run. Okay. And I click on suggest new experiments. Okay. Now this is asking me follow-up questions. The more it knows, the better experiments it suggests. So it is asking which LLM architectures or models will you test? Let's say GPT-4. How do you define complex queries? So let's say I asked technical topics. what interaction setup with will multi-agent systems use? So it will be hierarchical control. Which evaluation metrics will use accuracy, to be honest. Will you use existing data sets or generate new standard benchmarks? And that's it. Let's say proceed. So now it is finding experiments, even curating experiments right for us. Because of those, again, those relationships, we can find experiments which is relevant from us. It might be from finance or biology or from other domains. We can pick those experiments, curate it to my prompt, test it again, check it if it can be worked, if it has been done in other papers, and then give it to me. So this is like a very general flow of how it will be done till the time we can see the experiment that we set to run, right? So boom, we have the code, and this is the whole code we can see over here that the model has given us, that the system has generated, model is not giving us. So we can see the whole code. Everything is editable. You can just edit whatever you want, you can add it. Okay. So this is that, and you can edit the code, make changes code. You can say make it easier, whatever it is. You can just say and click on apply changes. It will be applied to this code blocks. You can click on run code, and it will execute this code using our GPU, serverless GPU. And now coming back to this, oh, we have the experiments. I have given the prompt earlier that I want multi-agent system, that I want to compare single agent with multi-agent. It asks follow-up questions. I answered the follow-up questions, and now I have the experiments over here. So this is now giving me what experiments I can run. So it has given me 5 experiments. Each of it has description, objective, key hypothesis, everything. So as mentioned, this is a manual, and it also has the papers it used the experiments from. That's very interesting. Now you can see, I click on this links, I can see CyberGym. I click on this link, I can see Web Archive. I click on this link, I see what limits virtual agent application. So it has picked experiments from all these papers, combined it, designed it, curated it, and picked something that is not relevant, threw it out, and then curated an experiment for particular to my case. And I can again view experiment, or I can run experiment that I showed earlier. How the run experiment part will be done, like the coding part. Now again, you can see the code is run. Okay, there might be some issue that might be given, but yeah, basically you can fix code with it. We have also given you a button to fix it. We are giving you the explanation that was shown earlier in the other video. But yeah, you can also fix your code. You can ask AI to code it. Yeah, you can execute it. And yeah, we are giving references of all the where we think the other papers are, where the similar experiments was done, which you can take a reference of as a researcher. So it will be very useful. So this is the experiments section. It's very personalized again, and this is a whole new way of conducting experiments, as you can see. So you can generate experiment as you wish, whatever it is. You can ask for suggestions, like as I did earlier. And yeah, you can generate it from paper too. You can just mention what papers you can, like for example, I have uploaded few papers earlier. I can click on that paper, and I just can just run experiment on that paper too. So user can bring a paper, upload it, and just click on generate experiment from that paper, this button, and boom, we will create an experiment from that paper. You don't need to worry scaffolding or install something, read the paper, nothing. Even with the reading research papers part, this one AI Research Explorer, you can click, for example, multi-agent collaboration via evolving orchestration. This was a paper that I uploaded earlier. So even I can just click on this and find a paper that, for example, Deep Scientist. I found this paper, I open it, and Deep Scientist PDF is there. I upload it. Okay. So this research paper will be uploaded, and then I can read this research paper using the layout that we have, right? The layout of columns, where you can see abstract, methodology, findings, funding, conclusion, whatever you want to ask, you can ask. You can read paper, download PDF. You can, as you can see, upload was successful. And Deep Scientist, this is the paper. Boom, we have it here. So abstract, introduction, methodology, everything is loading. Yeah, everything is here. I can see the abstract, I can see the introduction, I can see the methodology. Everything is right here. Again, I can conduct experiment, which will link back to what I showed earlier. I can read paper. Okay. Everything is done. Okay, even export in Excel, which I don't think I showed earlier. Let's say I go to faster LLM inference speed. So this is a like a preloaded prompt that we have kept to give idea to the user of what can be given over here. So let's say there are few papers. These are one, two, three, four papers that I wanna download. I like it. I wanna download it. So I say click here, export to Excel. I select export selected. Okay, and I select these papers, survey, this one, that's it. Let's say three papers. I click on export three papers, which was button here, export three papers. And now I can add more. Let's say I want benchmarks, I want conclusion, I want funding, I want observation, I want all those things. Apart from that, I also want explain in simple words. Okay, I can select that. I can even add one more. I can say explain methodology in simple words. Add. Just added it. So based on this explain methodology and all these section, I can just click export. Boom, download is in progress. As you can see here, research Excel is downloaded. I click over here and Excel will open. I'll show it to you. Yeah. So we have three papers. We have archive, link of the paper. We have paper ID. We have abstract. We have introduction. As you can see, abstract, introduction. Um, we have methodology, benchmarks, conclusion, and funding, observations. Again, the personalized prompts that I gave, explain in simple words, explain methodology in simple word. And the methodology of this research paper involves carefully studying, comparing different um, inference engines used for large language model, like everything. The author first explains how these models, everything, anything related to paper. So user can also download this is in Excel, the table is from here. User can also download the whole table. Like you also have export all papers, so you can just download all the papers over here. So this is how the finding research papers and conduct experiments work currently. That's how it works. So, if there is anything that I have missed, or if there is anything that you want clarification, or I can, if you want me to show something, I can just show it. Everything is live, to be honest. But yeah, this is how the whole product works, and everything is downloadable. Like everything export, you can see the export option. Everything can be exported. You can see this is the deep research one.